Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to free up some space. So listen, I was saying when I was able to start, because I'm self-taught, when I was able to start asking questions in French, everything changed. Everything just changed. And I think that's for two reasons. I think because then I was able to communicate what I wanted to communicate. Then I was able to clarify things from the other person. And there was one more point I was going to make. It slipped my mind. Why was it important that I was able to ask questions? Yeah, and actually what it did was it unlocked another level, okay? It unlocked another level. It's one thing to say you listen and you understand, but it's another thing to ask questions and to be in a conversation. And I say that because before reaching this level of being able to ask questions, I was able to speak and I was able to understand. I was able to somewhat speak. But once I started asking questions, everything just changed rapidly. I became more independent once I was able to ask questions. I felt like before I could ask questions that I was going out and I felt like intimidated that I would be around people speaking French and I wouldn't be able to understand them. I wouldn't be able to get what I needed. I wouldn't be able to say, I like this or I want more of that or whatever. So when I was able to ask questions, I became more independent. I became one of them. I didn't feel like any longer I was the English girl like they were calling me. Or, oh my God, I just know a little bit of French. No, I knew a lot of French at that point because I was able to speak in French, ask questions in French, understand in French, clarify in French, French, when I could ask questions. So don't worry, I will teach you some of that. This is just probably like my fourth video, so probably nobody will see it. So I will be teaching you these things later as well. But since I'm talking about it, I will go ahead and just talk about some questions. So, what type of questions? You're probably wondering. Everything, just everything under the sun. A lot of the time, I would be asking clarifying questions. Did you mean this? Did you mean that? What does this mean? Oh, you mean on the left side or the right side? Another huge thing is, like when I could ask questions, everything became clear. So I could understand like height, weight, mostly things that people were telling me, like directions, how to do something, how to find something, what to expect. Just clarifying questions is such a big deal. It's a bigger deal than people actually think about. When you're speaking your native language, it's not that big a deal, but when you're speaking a language that's not yours, asking questions is it's your lifeline. It's your lifeline. I remember one guy I met. He wanted to learn French because he was traveling in and out of Quebec, and there was some kind of test or something he had to take. So he was saying like, oh, I have to learn how to take directions. Oh, I think he wanted to become like a truck driver or something. I don't know. But he was asking me, and I said to him like, oh, I could teach you, He only called me once. I think I missed the call and that was it. But the point I'm making is when you can ask questions, all these other little details, what you don't understand, what you can't do, it just falls into place. I feel like the questions is almost a level above beginner. It's almost like the questions is the middleman between being intimate and being a beginner. Because an intermediate person can ask questions and can get answers and can understand. But a beginner usually just listens and hms and haws. You want me to get out of the way? I can get out of the way. You're fine. Yeah? Okay. So asking questions is the key because it tells you that you're on your way to the next level. Now, if you were wondering what would be like the advanced level, it's probably the same thing, but probably more advanced questions and probably being able to understand different dialects, because when people are speaking with different accents, they're going to sound like they're speaking a whole new language, but they're not. But honestly, your mind, your ear and your brain gets used to it after a while, but you have to listen to a lot of accents. So, you will get there. All you have to do is keep trying. You will get it. D'accord, je finis avec ça. OK. On va continuer. Premièrement, c'est vraiment important que tu comprennes les numéros, tu comprennes les couleurs, tu comprends les directions. Et, so if you want to say like left, c'est gauche. Right, à droite, it's D-R-O-I-T. So it's like droite. And then if you want to say straight, they say tout droite. Don't ask me why. It's just what they do. Okay. So like I said, the most important thing is that you're hearing it. Once you're hearing it every day, you become like a baby. A baby is like a sponge. A baby will soak up how people are talking around them very easily without question. It will just be natural. So you have to get your brain used to hearing it. And you will find yourself just speaking. It will surprise you when you just go, whoa, I just did that. Yeah. Because it's natural for us to talk like the people who are around us. Your mind does that naturally. Okay. So another weird thing that I found that made things kind of hard for me to learn before I was able to ask questions is like the number system. After 69, it becomes 70, but they use like 60 plus 10. 60 plus 10. So 60 plus 10 is, no, but they don't say plus, they say and. So 70. 70. Okay, or 70. Okay, so if you want to say 61, it's 61. 62, 62. 63, 63. 64, 64, okay? Now, what I'm getting at is the number one thing that I found so bizarre is when they get to number 90. 90? Yeah. So, if you want to say 80, it is 40 and 20. 40 and 20. And 90 is 40 and 20 and 10. So for me personally, that was the most bizarre thing, and it made it hard for me to understand the numbers. So 40 and 20 is 80. So that's 40, 80 So what they're saying is 4 times 20 is AD. Okay? And then when it comes to 90, they're saying 40 times 20 or 4 times 20 plus 10. Okay? 4 times 20 plus 10. So how they actually say it is 4, 20, 10. This is how you say 90. Don't ask why I didn't make the rules. So, 4, 20, 10. 90. So you want to say 91, do you? 91. Yeah, even I have to question myself about that. 91. 92 for 92. 93, 93. 97, 97. It's wild to me. When you want to say 100, it's just one word. Cent. C-E-N-T. Cent. Okay? Don't ask me why, dude. Don't ask me why. That's just the way French is. Okay, guys. So we've had some fun with numbers today. I'm really happy about that. I will revisit the whole numbers thing. It's really important. I'll probably do like a write down thing so that people can follow along. And again, you're going to learn much easier with me than if you listen to somebody that has a French accent, because your brain is not trying so hard to listen to every single word. I've been there. When somebody's speaking avec un accent anglais, ça va être plus facile pour toi d'apprendre la langue de français. Okay, pour sûr. And now I'm spitting on my camera. I love you guys. I'll be back, okay? Bye.